and today we're going to be looking at the Web Development Unit Lesson 3, Headings and Lists. So yesterday we had an introduction to HTML, and what I want you to do is get out your notebooks, and I want you to make 3 different columns. Title this page HTML tags like you see over here on the right, and I want you to take a minute and I want you to list the starting tags that you remember from yesterday. So the left-hand column is start tag, and then describe it. What does that tag do? And then the ending tag associated with the starting tag. So take a moment, pause this video for 1 minute, and list as many as you can. So hopefully we got a couple of HTML tags written down. And just to keep in mind, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the language that the World Wide Web is written in. And so we use it to structure the content that is on our web pages. And hopefully we got some of these tags down. If you didn't get any of these tags, again, pause the video, make sure that you're getting the starting tag for a HTML file, which is !.type HTML. Following that is HTML head and then body, and then the associated descriptions and ending tags with those. So our guiding question of today is, how can we work together to fix problems with our websites? And part of the tool that we're going to use, which is WebLab in code.org, is the inspector tool. And when you open up code.org and you're working in today's levels, you'll see this inspector tool up at the top right, and you can toggle it on and off. One thing that you'll be able to do with that inspector tool, and this is showing your programming environment, so this is your workspace and then the preview page, is when you select code, it's going to show over here in the preview window, and vice versa. When you select anything in the preview window, it'll highlight the code for you. So I want you to try that and play around with it. Okay. Using the inspector tool, we're going to look at the different headings for today. And our headings are numbered. And you're going to discover those numbers that make the headings from big all the way to small, and then you see that there are different sizes in between. Okay, so this is our headings quick check. You can see some headings associated, different heading numbers associated with these tags, H3, H1, and H6. And again, the closing tag has that slash in it. So if you would add those headings to your note page now, and then determine what size those headings are, or the ordering of them. Okay. So after you have added these to your notes, we should understand that H1 is the largest heading tag, and the smallest heading tag is H6. Okay. And then the next thing that I want you to think about as we're moving through these levels is, when do you use a list? What do you make lists for? Do your parents make lists? And then what type of stuff do you put in your lists? Because that's what we're going to learn to make next. Okay, so go ahead and examine this code. Pause it if you need to, and figure out what do you notice and what do you wonder about this code. So on the left-hand side, this HTML is going to result in what we're seeing on the right. We're seeing that our H3 is our heading, and it's saying that it is the shopping list. And then we should be noticing these bulleted lists with our list items, that's what LI stands for, of carrots, milk, and bread. The next thing that you're going to look at is the ordered list example. Again, I want you to take a minute to pause and figure out what you notice and what do you wonder about this code. And what we should be noticing, again, we have our H3 as our example before, but then our OL, which is now our ordered list, we see our list items are now numbered 1, 2, and 3 because they're in an order, where before, I'm going to go back to the previous slide, these are just bulleted lists and it's unordered, which is UL. OL is ordered list. Okay. Take some time to add that to your HTML tag note sheet. We now have an ordered list, an unordered list, and list item. And I want you to understand that list item belongs both with our unordered and our ordered lists. I'm going to go back to those two previous slides one more time and notice that it's a list item. And how this is formatted, the list items are tabbed in to our ordered lists. And now we're going to see that same thing with our unordered lists. These are tabbed in, and that helps us visually understand that these list items belong with our unordered list and our ordered list, whichever is more appropriate in the instance that you're making a list. Okay, so you're going to continue to program and look for your unordered lists and your list item tags and use those to create your own lists. And you're also going to be doing the same thing with an ordered list and a list item. When you have those levels completed, take a moment to watch this video on how to debug. We already introduced ourselves to the inspector tool, which is one step to debug. And then you have some practice levels to complete. Okay? If you have time, I would like for you to complete all of these practice levels. And you can see on level 8, on level 9, there is a rubric on how you will be assessed with your ability to use the tags that we have talked about today. Also, there's challenges. Provided enough time, I'd like you to complete all of these challenges, but at least get 1 or 2 of these done before the end of class. Okay. So just to wrap things up, what we were looking at today is how can you work together with a partner or with the tools provided to fix problems with your websites. And some of the key vocabulary that we have is heading and list. We learned about different headings and different lists today.